Building a personal brand is one of the most powerful ways to grow in the digital economy, but most people approach it like a chore. They wake up, think about what to post, spend hours writing, editing, publishing, and engaging, only to burn out after a few weeks. It's a cycle of effort that rarely compounds. The truth is, the people who seem everywhere online aren't always working harder. They've built systems that keep their presence alive even when they're not around. And that's exactly what I decided to do. I wanted to build what I call an AI personal brand engine, a system that creates, distributes, and manages content automatically while staying true to my own voice. No ghostwriters, no agencies, no social media managers. Just a framework powered by AI that grows my brand while I focus on what matters. At first, I didn't even know where to start. Personal branding feels like something human by definition. How could AI do it authentically? But the moment I broke it down, I realized it was mostly structure and repetition. Every successful personal brand online has the same loop. Gather ideas, create content, publish consistently, engage smartly, and analyze results. Once you see it as a loop, you can automate it. Here's how I did it. The first step is building an idea engine. Every strong brand runs on ideas, things you learn, experience, or notice. Normally, you'd write them down somewhere or forget them. My system starts with Notion. I keep a single database called Idea Vault. Every time I see something interesting online or have a thought worth exploring, I add it with one click. The page includes tags like category, topic, and emotion. Then once a day, Make.com sends those ideas to ChatGPT. ChatGPT doesn't just rewrite them, it expands them. It identifies which ones could become tweets, posts, scripts, or videos. For each idea, it generates multiple formats: a short punchline version, a storytelling version, and a teaching version. Those drafts get saved back into Notion automatically. That's the creative foundation. I'm not relying on my mood or inspiration anymore. My ideas are constantly growing in the background. Once the ideas are organized, the next part of the system handles creation. I use ChatGPT and Descript to generate full posts and short video scripts. ChatGPT drafts the structure, and Descript adds voice tone suggestions. For example, it might write something like, "Say this slower," "Emphasize here," or "Pause before this sentence." The text becomes voice-ready instantly. If I want visuals, I use Canva Magic Studio or Midjourney to generate background images and graphics based on the text. A post that would take 2 hours now takes 10 minutes. Then comes the automation part that connects everything. Make.com takes the finished post or video from Notion and schedules it automatically. On LinkedIn and X, I use tools like Typefully and Taplio. They let me upload a batch of posts and schedule them for weeks ahead. Here's what's interesting. I don't even log into those platforms anymore. The system runs on autopilot, posting daily, tracking engagement, and sending me summaries once a week. Every Monday, the AI summarizes all my posts and ranks them by performance. It tells me which tone, topic, or format worked best. That report helps me tweak my next batch of ideas automatically. The feedback loop is complete. The system learns what my audience likes and adjusts by itself. You might be thinking, won't this sound robotic? It doesn't, because the system starts from my real ideas. It amplifies my voice instead of replacing it. The mistake most people make when using AI for personal branding is that they start from prompts instead of experiences. They tell AI to invent something interesting instead of feeding it something true. That's why most AI content feels empty. My process flips that. I input something human, AI shapes it, and then it goes back to being human again when I review it. Now, let's talk about content frequency. The biggest myth online is that you need to post all day. You don't. You need consistency. My system posts 3 times a week on LinkedIn, 4 times on X, and 1 video every Monday on YouTube. That's it. But because it runs automatically, it looks like I'm everywhere, all the time. For YouTube, the process is similar. I keep a Notion database of scripts connected to ChatGPT. Once an idea from the vault hits a certain level of engagement on social media, it triggers a workflow. Make.com sends that idea to ChatGPT with a specific structure. It says, write this idea as a YouTube video in the wealth circuit tone, clear, structured, and practical. ChatGPT drafts the full script, and I review it once before sending it to 11 Labs for voice generation. The final video gets assembled in Pictory and scheduled. From the moment I have an idea to the moment a finished video goes live, I don't touch a single file. The entire process is automated. But here's where it gets really powerful. Engagement. You can automate that too. Most people waste hours replying manually or overthinking every comment. My setup filters messages with AI first. A Notion database collects all new comments from X, LinkedIn, and YouTube using Make.com integrations. ChatGPT reads them, classifies them as positive, neutral, or critical, and drafts potential replies in my tone. I just approve the ones I like, and Make.com posts them automatically. This small system saves me more than 2 hours a day while keeping my audience engaged. The replies sound human because they're based on my writing samples, not generic phrases. Over time, the system learns. It identifies what kind of comments generate the most replies, what topics attract new followers, and what sentences drive clicks. I can open my dashboard and see everything visualized. Which ideas turned into posts, which posts turned into growth, and which growth turned into leads. And that's where we get to the last part, turning personal brand attention into actual results. A personal brand isn't just about visibility. It's about leverage. If you're a freelancer, it brings clients. If you run an agency, it attracts partnerships. If you create products, it builds trust before people even buy. The problem is, most people stop at content. They don't connect it to an outcome. My AI brand engine does. Every post, video, or comment includes subtle calls to action that lead to a Notion form or landing page. That page is connected to my CRM in Airtable. When someone fills it out, the system knows what content they came from. It tags them automatically and sends a custom email sequence based on their interest. For example, if they came from a LinkedIn post about AI automation, they get a follow-up sequence explaining how to implement those systems. If they came from a YouTube video about building an AI agency, they get resources on scaling services. This is how you turn audience into pipeline, without manually tracking anything. Now let's be honest. No system replaces authenticity. The goal isn't to pretend or spam. It's to amplify your genuine ideas at scale. AI should make your thoughts louder, not faker. The people who win with AI personal branding aren't the ones automating fake stories. They're the ones systematizing real ones. When you build an AI brand engine, you're not outsourcing your voice. You're multiplying it. You're freeing yourself from the daily grind of, what do I post today? And turning your thinking into a structured, compounding asset. Let me walk you through a day in my system. I wake up, and there's a summary waiting for me. It says, you posted 3 times this week. Your top-performing post reached 7,000 impressions. Engagement grew 12%. 2 people filled out your contact form. I read it, make a coffee, and move on with my day. I don't feel behind. I don't feel pressure to post. My brand is working even when I'm not. That's the feeling I wish more creators had. The sense that your presence online isn't a treadmill, but a machine that compounds over time. If you're thinking about building your own version, here's where I'd start. First, define your core topics. You only need 3. For example, AI systems, productivity, and business design. Next, open Notion and create your idea vault. Every time you consume content, take notes. You can even automate it. Use Readwise or Save to Notion extensions to collect articles or tweets automatically. Then, once a week, feed those ideas into ChatGPT and ask it to expand them. Choose the ones that sound like you. You'll start to see patterns, certain tones or phrases that feel authentic. That's your brand voice. Save it as a text document and keep refining it. Once you've defined your tone, you can start scaling with automation. Use Make.com or Zapier to connect your tools. For example, Notion Arrow, ChatGPT Arrow, Google Sheets Arrow Scheduler. This simple chain can create and publish content without manual work. If you want to go further, integrate analytics. Tools like Metricool, Taplio, and Blackmagic can pull engagement data automatically and push it back into Notion. Every week, your system will get smarter. The biggest mental shift is understanding that you're not outsourcing creativity. You're outsourcing logistics. You're freeing your time from tasks that don't require your brain. Before this system, I used to spend hours writing, editing, and planning posts. Now, I spend those hours learning, thinking, and refining. The machine does the rest. It's not magic, it's architecture. You're designing a digital ecosystem where every tool has a role and every task has a trigger. You're teaching your personal brand to operate like a business. And once it's built, something strange happens. You stop chasing content. Content starts chasing you. Ideas flow naturally. Creation becomes automatic, and your brand presence compounds without stress. This is the real future of personal branding. Not hustling for visibility, but engineering visibility. Not shouting louder, but building systems that echo your voice across platforms. That's what an AI personal brand engine is. A machine that speaks in your tone, grows with your ideas, and never stops working. If you found this useful, subscribe to Wealth Circuit. In the next video, I'll show you how to turn your AI personal brand into an automated client acquisition system, the part where brand meets business. I'm Alex, and this is Wealth Circuit. See you in the next one.